hustle. Like, the hustle is real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to work your ass off. You have to be so tenacious, and you have to want it more than anything in the world.
Exactly, yeah. So, on the topic of the hustle, I mean, I've always found it easy in a lot of ways to work hard at music because of the love and the passion that I have for music. And so I've kind of like found my way, like I did everything in the world that I could do from like to get into this music industry from the beginning. So when I was in high school, I started out interning at a couple like local studios, one of the schools here in Nimbus. I was like an intern there, and I was mopping floors, and I put my time in doing what you got to do to like impress the right people. And my first little like break was the fact that I kind of knew how to fix up instruments, so they let me fix up studio instruments instead of cleaning toilets.
Nice.
And so that was kind of, because usually the intern's job is, you know, run the coffee, clean the toilets, you know.
Yeah.
So I managed to just kind of like sneak above that, and you know, I always feel like with the hustle and whatnot, it's just, you just got to keep working at it and also enjoy it at the same time. Like one of the first real jobs that I kind of had coming out of that was working in AV and doing like tech work. And I love that because it brought me closer to the people that I wanted to be working with, and an insight of the other side of the industry. Because one of the big things that I'm like thankful for is like, mainly as a bass player or keyboardist, I can imagine what's going on the other side at a live show and know, okay, the sound guy's thinking this, I better not piss him off today, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of straying away, but when it comes to the hustle, like, I think you should set a goal, set a plan, and just keep working towards that.
I think you like hit the nail on the head. It's really hard, I think, for young musicians to actually vocalize exactly what it is that they want to achieve.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to be like, I always joke around, I'm like, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Because I feel like such an idiot saying that, but until you know where it is you want to go, you're never going to be able to reverse engineer.
And that's what it is, reverse engineering,
yeah.
So like for me, it was like, I know I wanted to play bass and keyboards for the biggest artist I can, and I just kept doing that. And the big thing for me was to not say no to anything. Because a lot of the great opportunities that I think have come from some of the situations you wouldn't think would be great opportunities. And so it's kind of like working through those and just never saying no.
Yeah.
Because I could have, when I got that call with Via, I could have easily just been like, oh yeah, I don't know how to play keyboards, you should call this guy instead. But
fake it till you make it.
yeah, pretty good. Although, you know, I think
I totally do that.
There are definitely some long nights of me practicing behind a keyboard. And my girlfriend's like a classical piano player, so she's like sitting there laughing at me, and I'm like, and now I got it down. So, you know, and that's, I think that not saying no to anything is a big thing, and just saying yes, and not being scared to take the whole big picture. And like one of the things that I think that like you don't realize when people say, I want to be a rock star, is like, okay, so as a freelance side musician rock star, you're your own business. Do you know what an invoice is? Do you know who the CRA is? Like, you gotta, all the like, you know, like I think we think that like being a rock star is gonna be just like all parties. But like I said, it's like an hour on stage and the 23 hours of like grinding hard and meeting people and working hard, getting better at your craft.
And for those of you in the United States, the CRA is the Canadian Revenue Agency.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called in the States, but yeah, I think the sooner you start like treating yourself as a business, because it's way easier to manage when you're just one person taking 50 gigs a year to start invoicing and to start the process of like learning how to do your accounting, because that's just shit that like other people are going to charge you so much money for. So,
and that's kind of been my thing. It's like if there's something that like I don't know how to do yet, I'm going to do everything I can to learn it, and so that I can become my own sort of business and just like get that in. And that's where I think a lot of my skill set came from, where it was like I see something, I want to be able to do it, so that's what I focus on doing it. And it's hard because there's like so many other things to be focusing on when you're like a young musician, and there's like all these things to do, and
you just want to play.
And you just want to play. You just want to play
like,
music.
Shit, I gotta go home and like look at all my receipts for the last tour that I just did. No, that's really great advice.